Hey, my name is Willie Lawson, and welcome to the Saxophone Factory. The Saxophone Factory is basically my studio. I have been teaching at Music Showcase this is my 21st year here. I've been private teaching for 34 years, since 1985. Since, frankly, a lot of your band directors are born. That's kind of crazy. But I wanted to invite you to up your level of playing to the next level, whatever that is. I okay with beginners. I'm okay with people who have been playing for a while. If you're in high school, we work on all the things that are important to you. We work on solo and ensemble. We work on all state auditions. We work on all county auditions, both concert and jazz, and whatever you're working on in class. My hope is to make you a better saxophone player or clarinet player or flute player. That's my hope. I'm here in the Saxophone Factory. What I am is understanding of the challenges that a lot of students face. I understand that in band you just don't get all the individual time that sometimes you'd like to have. I am ultimately aware of that being a real situation. And what I can do in the half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour, whatever you choose to take, is spend time sort of unpacking some of the things that you learn in band or you learn in class. Because, you know what, I understand. You got a band and it's got 70 people in it. The teacher doesn't always have time to unpack everything so everybody gets the essence of what they're being asked to do. So what I can do in a private lesson is do just that, which is one of the great benefits of private lessons. We can do just that. We can unpack all the stuff. Cut. So what I can do is unpack all the stuff that you learn in band. Now it's tough times. It's tough sometimes, isn't it? Because there are concepts introduced, and you think that you've got it all, but a lot of times you don't. So what we try to do in here in the studio is help you with that stuff. And it has been my experience in 34 years, if most people can get the essence of all that stuff early, then they're going to do better later. Let me give you an example. Anybody know why the band director says concert keys? Why saxophone players, their B-flat concert scale starts on G and doesn't even have a B-flat in it? I know you've wondered, and you know what? Teachers who are watching this, your students wonder too. And some of you have explained it in the way that you explain it. And sometimes the kids need a little bit more, unpacking of those concepts, and that's what I'm here to do. I've been doing it here at Music Showcase for 21 years. Approaching in January, it'll be 22 years, and it'll be my 35th year of private teaching. So I understand, I get it, and I've gotten pretty good at explaining it. So I'm inviting you here to this video to introduce myself. Some of you know me. Some of you have seen me around before. I've been blessed enough to do some solo and ensemble adjudicating. So some of you know me from that, and I've done some announcing for marching MPA. So some of you know me from that, and I've just been around for a while. Now some of you are new teachers, new for me, people that I've not met. And this is just a way for me to introduce myself to you. If indeed you are interested in contacting me and having me come out and introduce myself personally, I'll be happy to do that. All you got to do is send me an email at wls860@gmail.com. wls860@gmail.com, or find me on Instagram at the Saxophone Factory, and and send me a PM there. Or excuse me, a DM there on Instagram, and I'll be happy to get back with you. So again, attached to this video will be a couple of the lessons, or a number of the lessons that I've done, or part of the lessons I've done. I have been playing the Rubank Elementary method for saxophone from the first lesson through the end of the book. So I'll tag some of those videos onto this video so you can kind of get an idea of how I explain stuff. I explain scales because I think scales are important in a number of ways, and the sooner students get a hold of scales and get a hold of how important they are, I think the better they are, and I think the more they practice them, the better their tone quality is, the better their tonguing is, the better they're going to be. So again, enjoy some of the videos, and I'm going to say a word at the end of the videos. And again, if you're interested in contacting me, send me an email at wls860@gmail.com. I'll put that in the comments section down there. And I know that you can't watch this video at school because you can't get YouTube at your desk at school. But maybe you'll get it on your phone, or maybe you'll get it when you get home. And again, please contact me if you're interested in seeing more of what I'm all about. I can't wait to talk to you. Enjoy some of the videos that I'm going to put right after this, and I'll get back with you right after that's over. Here we go. Number 1, lesson 24, the Rubank elementary method for saxophone. 1, 2, ready, go. That's all there is to it. 1 4 1 4 1 4 1 4. You get it? That's all there is to it. I like 6/8 times, or I like 8 times, because I think they're easier to read right away. All right, I'm going to do number 2. Number 2 is in the key of F. It's got 1 flat, and it has 8th notes. And if you look at number 2, the first 3 notes take up the first 3 counts. The second note takes up the second 3 counts, and you're all finished with the measure with 6 counts. Here we go. Listen, follow with your finger, and then when you play it, you'll know exactly how it goes. Here we go. Number number 2. 1 2 3 4 5 6. One, two, three, four. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Got it? All right, number 3 is in the key of G. That means it has an F sharp. Remember, F sharp's fingers 1 2 3, and the 5th, and that one with the octave key, I believe, most of the time. Yes. All right, so here we go. Follow along. Number 3. Lesson 24. 1 2 3 4 5, go. Easy enough, right? All right, number 4 is in the key of B flat, has a B flat and an E flat in it, and it's got quarter notes in it. Now remember, a quarter note is twice the length of an eighth note. So it gets 2 counts instead of 1. Hi, let me pull this down just a little bit. There you go. Hi, we're back. We're back on the board. See our friend Garfield? Even Garfield has decided that the saxophone is a thing to do. Is there a cooler cat than Garfield? Probably not. So that's what he's chosen to play. Now, in exercise 14, and this is sort of the prelogue to 14, the prelogue video to 14, it introduces a new concept that we got to go to the board to talk about. It introduces dotted notes. Notes that have dots after them. For instance, let's talk about this concept first. Let's talk about tied notes. Tied notes. T-I-E-D-N-O-T-E-S. Now, can you see that? Hope so. Tied notes are 2 notes. They can be the same value or different values that for the composer's reasons get tied together. Let's see, we have a quarter note and a half note, for instance. Now, if the composer wants those notes tied together, if they are the same note, that's important. If they are the same note, then their values are added together. We're going to make the assumption that we're playing in 4/4 time, which means a quarter note gets 1 count, and a half note gets 2. We're going to make the assumption that we're playing in 4/4 time, or 2/4 time, or 3/4 time, something 4 time, right? So these notes, which are the same note, are tied by a curved line together. So their values are added together. So we have a quarter note, that's 1, a half note, that's 2, so 1 plus 2 is 3. Pretty easy, right? Pretty simple. That's what we're talking about. Easy enough? We're talking about tied notes. And the first exercise in the book has a tied note exercise. I'll show you how it goes, how they do it. There's a progression. Here's the first rhythm. 1, 2, and 3, 4. We've seen that rhythm before, right? 1, 2, and 3, 4. We've seen that rhythm before. We've played that rhythm before. So here's what they do in the second section there. They tied the first 2 notes together. It's in 4/4 time. You can look at your book and see that it's in 4/4 time. So a quarter note gets 1 count, right? So now we've taken this note, which gets 1, right? And this note right here that gets what? A half count, right? Half count. And tied them together. 1 and 3, 4. Got it? 1 and 3, 4. So now this note here, this value here is actually 1.5 counts. Well, the copyists thought that was, albeit correct, would be really messy to write down. So they came up with something else. They came up with the concept of the dot. D-O-T-E-S. Dotted notes. So you'll see in the third section, you'll see this. You'll see a quarter note with a dot after it, commonly referred to as a dotted quarter note, a single eighth note, and the 2 quarter notes. 1 and 3, 4. is counted exactly the same. And 3, 4. Counted exactly the same. Okay? Easy enough? Why is that? I have for 32 years come up with a way that I want you to explain to yourself what a dot does to a note. A dot adds half of the note's normal value to it. So if it's supposed to get 2 and it has a dot, half of 2 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, like in our first example. There's a half note. If it's supposed to get 2 and you put a dot there, half of 2 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3 counts. In our other example, in 14, we have a quarter note that gets 1 count, and you add a dot to it. Half of 1 is a half. So now this note gets 1.5 counts. That's what a dot does to a note. Easy enough? Sweet. All right. Go to the next video. We're gonna do lesson 14. Dotted notes, and we'll go over this again. Thanks so much. Okay, I'm going to sort of give you an idea of one of the ways that I'm explaining some of the scales. This is not my scale sheet. I've included my scale sheet in the videos that you just went over. But these are the scales for middle school for Allstate. For alto saxophone, I'll do the very same thing for clarinet. This is just an example. They need to play the E, which is, of course, it starts on concert G, E, A, D, G, C, F, and B flat. I teach them that this is a 2-octave scale. So is this one. So is this one, and this one. It's really simple because I don't give them a scale sheet, but I do make them memorize this information. To sort of give you an example. The E scale has 4 sharps, and I tell them what those 4 sharps are. If you go back to the other video on scales, you can see that the A, of course, has 3 sharps. The D, of course, has 2. The G has 1. The C doesn't have any, obviously, and so on. So I try to get them to memorize information and apply it to their instrument because I think that that's the best way to go. Because everything is just bits of information, and if they can do that, then they are well on their way. Oh, you see my friend? Yeah, he's been with me the whole time here. See my guy? He's been with me the whole time. I think that if once they can internalize it, they can memorize it, they're really well on their way to being able to utilize it in music, as opposed to having it separate in their brain on a scale sheet. Which is why I don't do that. I don't pass out scale sheets, but I do have charts so they can memorize the information. It's kind of how I do it. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the other videos and you got an idea of how I teach. And it isn't just I use that. I have not had time to do the videos for the more advanced students. But I'm ready to help if you have high school kids, ready to help them on solo and ensemble. I'm good with working with grade 3s up to grade 7s, and frankly, I try to get them up to playing the good stuff. Yeah, look, I've got a reel-to-reel, which is a huge conversation piece when kids come and they go, "What is that?" And I go, "It's a tape recorder." And then some of them go, "What's a tape recorder?" And then I start to feel old. When they ask me what a tape recorder is, then I start to feel old. But in any case, I want to get them playing the best literature possible because that's going to make them the best musician possible. And the benefit is that if they're better, your band's better. And again, I teach at Music Showcase. I want to make sure that everybody knows in this video. What I don't do, I don't go to homes. I don't teach privately. I won't come to their home, and I don't have lessons at my house. And so I only teach here. And if that's a problem, then I'm sorry. But I just find it's easier for me, obviously. And I won't come to your school and teach private lessons at your school. Um, Sort of a deal that Heather and I made that I wouldn't do. So yeah, I'm sure you can understand that. All the lessons are through Music Showcase. You can call them at 813-685-5998. See, I've been here a while. I have that phone number. Click, 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 click. 813-685-5998. Or you can go to musicshowcaseonline.com. Musicshowcaseonline.com. The phone number I'll put in the description box along with the link to the store. Again, I hope you enjoyed the videos. I'm looking forward to helping your students get better. I have openings in my studio, and looking forward to helping the next generation of wind players. Yes, if you have an oboe player that needs help or a bassoon player that needs help, sure, send them. Primarily, I'm going to tell you though, primarily saxophone, flute, and clarinet. But if you've got somebody who are trying to get started, I'll be happy to help you. So anyway, looking forward to hearing from all of you. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.